So President Trump brought the heat yesterday in Dallas for CPAC. I loved it. And he went right at big tech. And if you're watching or whether it be streaming, and by the way, we've seen even some of our friends who stream, obviously Rural America's Voice was showing it, but also say Right Side Broadcasting with the efforts to go and try to undermine or deplatform them, which didn't work. We found different workarounds. But again, President Trump laid out such a compelling case that, if they'll do it to me, they'll do it to you as well. We saw this on the Getter front just on Friday as well, or on Saturday, where and one of the cool things we have with Getter is that you own your tweets, just to be clear. That's your intellectual property. That's your hard work. We set it up so you can import all of your tweets, which is so great. I go through and repost some of my old tweets just to remind people that we have and we can do it. But Twitter went and shut that down. So now they fell into a trap. So now they're saying we own your tweets, but then also they want to say we don't because they don't want to become a publisher under Section 230. So we're going to have a workaround on that. We're going to have another scenario that comes up. But this is
slow down for this audience. You're saying, because one of the key things you go on Twitter, they tell you in your terms of service, you own the tweet. They're not a publisher. They're a platform. They're a neutral platform, supposedly. You own your tweets, right? Are they saying they're not allowing now people to go to Getter to import their tweets from Twitter?
Correct. That's what they started doing on Saturday, of not allowing people on Getter to import their tweets over. We're going to have that fixed. We're going to have that updated very shortly because, again, you own all of that content. That is yours. And it doesn't matter what they say in Silicon Valley with the big tech oligarchs trying to tell you.
Hold it. There's no conspiracy, but there are no coincidences. How closely was that after you put out the press release that said Getter had 1 million followers in the first 24 hours? You put the press release out when, and when did Twitter react to this?
That's 3 days later. And so what Twitter was hoping is that they could ignore us. Then we saw how big and how powerful this movement behind Getter is, how hungry people are for free speech. And they're like, these guys hit 1 million in 3 days, fastest ever social media growth in world history. We better try to shut them down. But guess what, guys? It's not going to work.
How are you going to? How are you going to go to court? What are you going to do? What are you going to do about them stopping? If they stop it, you got to go to court and challenge them. What are you going to do?
So we have a couple of different things. We have a couple. I can go through part of it right now, but we're going to have the function up and running very shortly, and actually have a call with the lawyers here in a couple hours, maybe pursuing legal action. But again, this is a fight that we want to have. Twitter wants to go and say that they own all the tweets. Well, then they're not going to be covered by Section 230 anymore.